I think one of the things I love the most about the lowrider culture is just how it's grown, how advanced it's got. Um, Back in the days, it was just 13 sevens and a system. Now you got cars that have so much chrome, so much engraving. They do cool stuff like this, sitting three-wheel. They're just pretty much pieces of art, and it's just kind of just how we express ourselves. I was born and raised here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Growing up as a kid, we all had struggles, we all had issues. I did get into a little bit of trouble. I had issues carrying guns. I had got caught as a juvenile with a pistol, minor possession, and then as an adult, I got a charge and it ended up in prison. Nothing I'm really proud of. Pretty much I went to prison for a beef that really didn't belong to me. I'm glad now as an adult I matured about it. Kind of pushed me towards a reflection upon myself. I had to look at myself and realize, what I was doing wrong. And I also learned that I had priorities set. I already had my kids, and if I had my kids and I went to the joint, that's me not providing. That's me not being a dad. And so that's when it took me I was in the prison for 5 years, and that's a big eye-opener, and so since then, I had gotten out, and it's a blessing, because I had gotten out and I went on a straight and narrow. By being on parole, it gave me a chance to be clean for a long time of my life. While I was on parole, I had the opportunity to get full custody of my daughter. And so the only way to do it was by being clean. And so fighting for my daughter for another 2 years put me to be clean for 2 more years. That was 4 years out of my life that I not really had to, I wanted to, and so I was fighting for my daughter. And so after that, I got full and sole custody of my daughter. And so I was not fighting my baby's mom, I was fighting the state of New Mexico. And so my lawyer told me I'm one of the first males in New Mexico to actually accomplish that goal. And so it took me over 500 hours of counseling, 200 hours of psychosocial therapy, drug and some other counseling for drug and some other stuff. And I did it. That's a big accomplishment for somebody. And so once I did that, I started focusing on my career. And so right now, been selling for a company. I do wholesale food distribution. And so this has been 10 years of my life that I put for these guys. And so what's awesome now is that, I have a good salary. I got these guys that let me provide for my family and have the ability to utilize those resources to build these cars. And so when you ask, which way I'm going, I'm just started at the bottom, and the only way to go is up. And so that's kind of been my motto and my focus since I've been out of prison. And so just trying to get that, get it going. I got into lowriding kind of as a kid. I remember building lowrider bikes. I never had my own lowrider bike as a kid. My uncle, he pretty much got another bike because he knew I couldn't get one. So I think that kind of hit hard, you know what I mean? So it just, you look at that as a kid and just always wanting that, And so now as an adult, I'm like, damn, I got my kid his bike, got my kids their cars, and just, it feels good just to be able to do that same thing my uncle did. So it's pretty dope. It hits the heart, and it's a love for it, and it's dope. It's really, really cool. we're always on the road together. We're always going state to state, buying new cars, buying parts, kind of mixing up car stuff with pleasure time, you know. So sometimes we're in Vegas, and really we're out here in Vegas, and I'm saying, hey, look, we're having fun as a family, but really on the back end, I'm picking up all my chrome over here, and so I'm like, you know, doubling up, and so it's pretty cool, you know. And I feel like my family, they sacrifice a lot because we're always on the road, you know, and it's cool. It's really, really cool, and I just try to let them know that there's a lowrider culture past Albuquerque. You know, Albuquerque's awesome. You know, Espanola is the lowrider capital of the world, and so, you know, we go out there to Espanola. We cruising the whole state, and so I think by the family and everything, all of us together, it's awesome, you know. And there's nothing that can explain that. I don't know if you guys ever been to Arizona cruises or the Las Vegas cruises, but I try to take my family out there so they could experience all this. And so it has a really, really good positive outcome because for one thing, it's keeping me out of trouble, keeping my kids and my family out of trouble, and it's pretty much putting us all together as a family, keeping us as one. And a lot of people know us out there because of that, you know. And so, you know, we go to, it's funny, we always joke about it, and we travel so far. We go all the way to Las Cruces just for chicken, you know. We go out there and we get chicken, you know, and we go to Santa Fe just for tacos, you know. And so that's how much we're on the road that we kind of just joke about it, like, hey, Dad, can we go get some, you know, chicken out there in Cruces? And, you know, and like, nah, buddy, we're gonna go to get the one in Castle Rock in Colorado better. And so it's really cool. We go eat at Raising Cane's, by the way, you know. And so it's just kind of that little bondage that we all have together, and it's awesome, you know. And so if you guys get the opportunity to travel with your family, take your cars out to shows, go and visit shows, you know, I highly recommend it. You know, it's just a great feeling. My first lowrider, it's actually kind of funny. It's not really considered a lowrider. Well, in my day it was. I laughed about it. It was a '63 Chevy Nova, and so I used to call it a baby Impala. So I don't know if you guys ever seen a '63 Nova, but that was one of my first lowriders. And so I had rims on it. I had reverse 13, so it fit. I had a system in it. It had all original interior, not one tear on it. It was a pretty cool little car. On my other one that we had, I had an '82. And so before I had put juice on an '82 coupe, we used to cut 2x4s and put them in the springs. And so when we would turn, we had 3-wheel. And so that was kind of one of my first two cars. I had an '82 Cadillac coupe, and I had a 1963 Nova. So those are my first two. Right now, right behind me, I got a convertible 2-door Fleetwood. It's a conversion car. I've been a Cadillac lover my whole life, and it's an awesome feeling just to get in a Cadillac, the smell of the Cadillac, the ride of the Cadillac, and just kind of one of those feelings that you just get when you drive a Cadillac. And so it's just a different car, you know. It has the power behind it. It's just a big, giant car. So I fell in love with this car when I was a kid. That was one of my first cars that I've ever had, was a Cadillac. And so I pushed that issue. And so right now I'm building a 2-door Cadillac convertible. Right now it's in the process of putting juice on it. The top's fully functional. The doors are extended. It's just going so fast. I already had experience because of one of my other builds. I already knew who to take it to. I knew the mechanics. I already knew the fabricators. I already kind of expected on how much it was going to cost to build this car. And so I kind of took that into consideration before I started the build. And so it's just a great opportunity to pretty much try to build this, try to complete it. I know a lot of people have been in that process, and it's a great feeling, you know, to go in that motion. So I'm just trying to keep it going, you know. And so I had heard stories of people, selling their cars. I just heard a story right now of my buddy right here. He pretty much crushed his car, and that's something that I would never want to try to do. I'm trying to complete these builds and just trying to go forward with it. I got this two-door right here. I got a Lincoln, a 98 Lincoln Town Car. It's fully patterned out, all chrome undercarriage. And then the one that I've been building for the past 3 years is Trust Issues. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I've been trying to put it out there, trying to market it out there, trying to build a name for it before it's even hit the streets. This Cadillac, you look underneath the hood, the hood's done, the engine's done. Underneath the whole undercarriage is either chromed, it's either engraved, candied, something. It's all been touched, and it's kind of one of those things that I just learned that you got to take pride in your vehicle. If you're going to go out there and put a plaque on your car, if you're going to go out there and show it off, be proud of that vehicle. And it's kind of one of those things that just, why not? Go wash it, polish up some chrome, and go out there and have the loudest system, have the highest lockup. It's kind of one of those things that I was trying to target with that car. And I've seen a bunch of other cars, I've seen a bunch of other builds, but with Trust Issues, I went a whole different direction. If you look at that car, there's certain engraving from people here in New Mexico. I also got custom engraving coming out of Arizona. It's kind of one of those cars that it's a neck breaker. I built it to specs. You look under there, there's interior done on it. You look under, headliners are done. It's every single part of that car has been touched, and it's amazing. The thing that amazes me is it's still not done. I have what's them called? Floor mats. I got these dope ass floor mats that nobody's ever even seen before. I got the little lights on the doors that show the Cadillac symbols. I got so much more chrome and engraving pieces that I haven't even had time to put it on it yet. So that's what gets me still eager, that I got this car going, I got this other car going, I got my Lincoln going, and I'm trying to do all 3 builds at the same time. So it's, when people say they have trouble with one, if you guys ever need help, let me know, because I'm the type that, hey, I could put one of these on hold and I could go help somebody else. And so I think that's one of the biggest things about being in lowriding is that there's so much support in every which angle that you look at. I have family members that are always telling me, hey, if you need help. I got friends, I got family, I got so many people that just want to kind of help. And it's an awesome feeling, because on some of these ones I can't do it by myself, and so I got my son helping me, I got my dad helping me, but sometimes that's not enough. It's just kind of one of those things that it's unexplainable, but there's so much people out there that'll help me push you up. And so that's what I'm trying to get to, is that I never did this by myself. I have a whole crew of people that we get together and help me get stuff done. And so from painters to welders to paint and body guys, my interior guys, people that help me with my frames. I was there getting dirty, but so were they. And so that's where I try to keep it where we all had a part in this, a part in these builds. Yeah, I got a bunch of people that actually helped out on this build. One of my biggest ones is my fab guys here at Dominguez Customs. Pretty much, I had known him since he was doing them in his backyard. He had a lift in his backyard, and he was doing frames and everything in his backyard. He's been a real big help to me. He's pretty much taught me how to change out solenoids, how to change out switches, how to do hoses. It's something that was all new to me when I jumped in this game. And I'll call him, hey bro, he probably hates me, because he's on my speed dial. Hey Ray, I fucked it up again, and okay, hold on, bro. If he doesn't come over here and help me, he's on the phone right there trying to, hey, walk me through it, or if not, he's the first one there. And, hey, let me help you do this, and he's there with his tools and his jack and everything there to help me overcome my problems. And not only does he help me, he's showing me how to do it, and so he's been a really big help. Another guy, Sean, do my frame. Ray he painted the frame. Ray reinforced it and fabbed it all out. I ordered parts from Hilo. I ordered parts from Fernando. I had ordered parts from Chucky over there on 4th Street. Chito did my interior, so I had a bunch of help on these builds, and like I said, they all kind of worked with me, you know, and I would go in there, hey look, I want to get this, and hey, I want to do that. And what was real cool about it too is I would take my son with me, and I'll be, all right buddy, you know, it's your car. Let's see what kind of interior do you want. He would go in there, and he's over here picking, and he didn't want the normal stuff, you know, right away he would go over there and get the Gator. You know, he went straight to the exotics, and that's why I was laughing. I was like, you know, wow, you know, right away he went to exotics, and it was pretty funny. Chito was laughing at us about that, and so it was really cool. You know, a lot of these guys worked with us, and I told them my dreams. You know, hey, look, this is what I want. This is what direction I want to go to, and so it's really cool to have a cool team like that, and it's really cool to come back to them and say, hey, look, I got another project for you. You know, and hey, let's get started on this one because I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this in order for this car to get back on my level, you know, and so it's really cool to have a cool team like that. I'm Marco Molina, and I'm New Mexico Lowrider Culture.